The Tuskegee Airmen were the first all-Black military pilots to serve during World War II for our country. Right now, at Left of Center Gallery in North Las Vegas, an exhibit celebrating them carried on by local artists and some of their remaining family members.
Absolutely. It is really a very cool display, and you get to see it for yourself. Tamara Carter joining us now. She is one of the gallery members, and she is an artist in the exhibit. It's great to talk to you, Tamara. How are you?
Well, and yourselves?
Doing so well. This is a great opportunity to be able to put a spotlight on these incredible men. Let's talk about the exhibit and how this all came about.
Okay. Typically on a Saturday morning, we have a breakfast prayer meeting, and all of the artists collectively come together to brainstorm on different projects and to kind of say thankful for whatever's going on in their life or any art events that they're participating in. And so the concept came up that we wanted to pay homage to someone for Black History Month, and we talked about the Tuskegee Airmen. We have two members who currently their father served as Tuskegee Airmen,
Wow.
Both of whom have transitioned, one of which he wrote love letters, and there is a book a collection of his love letters to his wife, and the other was one of the pilots himself. So we decided that we would put this presentation together, and of course people started jumping on the bandwagon because they knew someone, we knew someone, so here we are. I particularly wanted to talk about the women because the women, even though they served, they were decommissioned before World War II was over, and that was because they didn't want to pay them benefits. They basically did not want to train them, but we didn't have enough men in America to take on all the tasks that were needed during World War II. So the women were hired as WASP, Women Air Force Service Pilots. Those women had to pay for their own flight training in order to become a WASP. Some of the African-American women were provided a letter. One particular person was Mildred Carter. She was the wife of Herbert Carter. She was the first Black woman to get her pilot's license in Alabama. She was one of the first women that completed the training, but because she was a woman and because she was Black, they said the Army did not have any provisions for such a person, so she was not accepted into the program. Hence, we come back to 1992. Jimmy Carter provided her with a medallion that honored her. She became an honorary member as a Tuskegee Airwoman because not only did she fly the planes, she helped build the runways, she helped train the nurses that would provide care during this time. But once again, the Black women were hired as nurses, and they could participate in the war, but they could only take care of the Nazis. They could not take care of the actual American citizens. So it was just a real mockery. And until Jimmy Carter petitioned Congress to pass legislation to reinstate women collectively back into the Army, they received their benefits, they received medallions in 1992, and then Obama actually provided them with the medallions that they received.
It's just awesome. Tamara, we want to make sure we get in everything that you have on display at this exhibit. This is a super fascinating time in history. I love you emphasize the women because honestly, as African Americans, the male pilots were, in a disadvantage, kind of treated second place. But let's be honest, being a woman of color, it puts you even a step behind that. So I just love that you're shining a light on that. At Left of Center Gallery, which is up on Gowan Avenue, just, I believe, west of MLK in North Las Vegas. Beautiful gallery. We have just about a minute left. What can people see when they come to this exhibit?
They can expect to see some of the uniforms that were designed by Bloomingdale's. They can expect to see oil paintings. They can see textile art. You'll see some abstracts. You'll find photos and pictures that were of some of the members that currently are still 100 years old.
Wow.
So we have a plethora of things that will take you back during that era.
And I know that the artist reception is Saturday the 22nd from noon to 3. Is there a cost to enter the exhibit?
There is no cost to enter an exhibit, free to the public, and it's open from 9 to 5 daily. And we welcome anyone and everyone that has information and or that just wants information.
That's awesome.
That's right. I have a feeling you might have a few more stories cropping up as you put on this exhibit. Tamara, thank you so much for joining us. I visited Left of Center last year. We might also note that upstairs in the gallery has one of Nevada's largest collections of Native African art. So you can kind of maybe do both exhibits at the same time. It would make for a really interesting afternoon.
You sure can. And we look forward to having everyone there.
Total pleasure. Thank you for joining us. My goodness, sometimes art it can be very beautiful, and sometimes it can tell a story that you may not even know. That just blew my mind. Listen, if you'd like to learn more, you can go to the website or call the number that's right there on your screen. There's an artist reception happening Saturday, January 22nd from noon to 3. leftofcenterart.org.